Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired, you're 50-0, you walked away from the game, you made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you. It's not that you just deserve the money because it's hard to do.
Right. I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much.
The man who once proudly claimed to be the greatest of all time is now dealing with major problems. Floyd Mayweather has found himself at the center of a serious controversy, with allegations of scams and claims that he could be heading toward a devastating financial downfall.
Hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard work.
When Floyd evolved from Pretty Boy Floyd into Money Mayweather, his public persona changed dramatically. He was no longer viewed simply as a gifted boxer with an elite defense. He presented himself as a living example of wealth, luxury, and success. His attention gradually moved beyond boxing achievements towards showcasing his fortune, with making money becoming his ultimate ambition.
Guys that never got hit. Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, never.
When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like, there was nothing for Diego to hit, and then all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. That was before he became Money Mayweather.
He transformed himself into a powerful brand, constantly showcasing his wealth, luxury, and extravagant lifestyle. The attention gradually moved away from his incredible defensive abilities inside the ring and toward his lavish way of living, massive fight night earnings, and status as one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel. Yeah. He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance.
Hey, why not?
Floyd Mayweather started his career earning around $3 million for each fight. However, his finances changed dramatically after he made the bold choice to operate independently. That decision put him on a path toward enormous earnings and helped establish him as one of the highest paid athletes in the world. By separating himself from traditional promoters and carefully controlling his career beyond boxing's usual system, Floyd built a financially remarkable legacy that few athletes have ever matched.
Paralleled.
Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
But as Floyd's fortune grew, so did the personal pressure around him. Mayweather's father explained that before Floyd became extremely wealthy, the two rarely had serious disagreements. However, once Floyd began making millions, their relationship started to change as his spending became increasingly extravagant. Expensive cars, properties, and other luxury purchases seemed to consume his attention. That change in priorities created growing friction between Floyd and his father. In his father's view, money has a way of changing people.
We have never had
argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, it is or it ain't. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man, things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
As Floyd's fortune continued to expand, so did the arrogance surrounding his public image. His changing attitude reportedly cost him several important relationships, including friendships that had lasted for years. Mike Tyson was among those who publicly called out Mayweather's behavior, arguing that his arrogance was nothing to celebrate. Tyson suggested that Floyd needed to stay grounded and control his ego, particularly given the enormous wealth he had already accumulated.
Feel about Floyd though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
awesome
Floyd?
Fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd's friendship with rapper 50 Cent was once considered one of the most talked about relationships in the entertainment world. However, as Floyd's wealth continued to grow, their friendship reportedly began falling apart. According to 50 Cent, Mayweather's constant obsession with money eventually became too much to handle. Floyd allegedly told 50 Cent that he had never asked for his assistance, despite the close relationship they had built over the years. Their fallout was largely linked to Floyd's intense focus on financial success, seemingly putting his wealth ahead of his legacy and the people who supported him from the start.
And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardlessly. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Floyd also lost one of his most promising proteges, boxer Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who reportedly felt taken advantage of during their relationship. Tank claimed that Mayweather consistently kept him in a position where he had to depend on Floyd, despite the significant money Davis generated through his fights. According to Tank, Floyd did not compensate him fairly for those earnings, eventually pushing Davis to cut ties with Mayweather.
Be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that?
I give her a couple dollars. I take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get her out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up that, like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And, like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But, like, to somebody to understand, you understand, like, what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, because if I gotta put you in a position that always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like, if I'm a, nigga, what's $1,000? You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it, is a lot, and I know you gonna go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that $48 of plot power, I'ma always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in a position to be able to, you know, make my own thing. And I don't want to say no name, but they wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me, I mean, like I was signed up to him, and Floyd signed to him. So the person that he said, okay, cool, I see what's going on. That's when he started taking over my career.
Tank also spoke about what he believed was Floyd's difficulty accepting anyone who could outshine him. He claimed Mayweather became jealous of fighters who earned more money or were viewed as greater than him, even going as far as suggesting that Muhammad Ali was not a better boxer than Floyd.
Out of all these guys in a history of boxing,
yes,
I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing.
Okay, Ali.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights.
Yes.
And if we really tell the truth, if we really tell the truth,
well, that's what you're here for. You're here to tell the truth.
What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually.
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
He started openly displaying his enormous wealth, which only increased the public's resentment toward him. His constant promotion of an extravagant lifestyle, combined with his controversial statements, helped turn him into one of the most disliked figures in boxing history. Comments about being the greatest of all time, seemingly dismissing the accomplishments of other fighters, further strengthened the negative image many fans had already developed of him.
In all of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't, okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won the fight.
Because of his outspoken personality and flashy displays of wealth, Floyd became one of the most disliked boxers in boxing history. His unwillingness to get involved in drama, despite constantly attracting attention, only fueled the resentment toward him. He frequently made it clear that public opinion did not matter to him and that he planned to keep fighting, whether in exhibition matches or traditional professional bouts. His complete indifference toward the criticism surrounding him made him even more polarizing, leaving many fans and commentators questioning what truly motivated him.
Fight because they hate him, because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches, this watch goes for $2 million. And
my
like,
most expensive watch that I currently own is $18 million. One watch.
and so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yes, yeah, he creates envy, and you want him to lose, but he's not gonna.
After stepping away from professional boxing, Floyd shifted his attention toward exhibition bouts. However, these events quickly attracted plenty of criticism. Many people argued that Floyd was damaging the legacy he built throughout his career by facing lesser-known opponents primarily for the financial rewards.
Floyd, what does it mean for you to go out on your terms, not on anybody else's terms, but you to make the decision, you know what?
this is it. I don't care what all you guys say. I'm out of here. I'm done.
I mean, I think I think I just had a game plan. I had a brilliant game plan. The game plan was to be very outspoken. You know, I was born with personality. I was born with charisma. Speak my mind. Speak from the heart. You know, I don't hate or dislike anyone. I want to go out there, you know, and just do what I have to do inside that square circle. Choose a tremendous team on the outside that's going to help me take things to the next level, and that's what I did.
His exhibition bouts soon became notorious for being viewed as cash grabs, with critics arguing that Floyd's main priority was securing the biggest possible share of the revenue rather than giving fans genuinely competitive or meaningful fights.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think obviously with Floyd, he gets the biggest percentage of the purse, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can still get the biggest percentage of the purse.
Yeah, but Ricky Hatton's gonna want more. He'll want more. He'll want more.
He'll want more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they fought in their heyday, Floyd got more.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know what I'm saying?
No, but Floyd wants like 95% more. 90% more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like...
He's like 95.5. Yeah, that's how he likes to do it, isn't it? Because I'm not gonna lie, if Floyd fought Ricky, both of them now, catch weight 154, O2 Arena, it will sell out.
It will sell out.
Floyd's reputation surrounding exhibition matches took another hit after allegations surfaced that he had not paid some opponents the amounts they were promised. Fighters such as Deji and Logan Paul claimed they did not receive the full payments they had reportedly been promised for their exhibition bouts with Floyd.
A lot of people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you
a boxing thing?
You don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy
right
going,
now,
I want to make $30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
As the years went by, Floyd's career and the massive hype around his name gradually started to decline. Once one of boxing's most dominant figures, his activities outside the ring increasingly began overshadowing everything he had accomplished inside it. Allegations surrounding a $42 million scam, along with growing claims that his financial dealings were not as straightforward as they appeared, further damaged his public image. Reports even surfaced claiming that Floyd Mayweather had been stuck in Dubai because of unpaid debts, adding to the growing concern surrounding the severity of his financial problems.
There was some drama going on about Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai. However, that man was at Game 5 of the Clippers game. He's claiming that he is stuck in Dubai because there is debts that he has to pay off and they're not letting him leave. And we're sitting at Game 5 and I look over and I'm like, dude, that's Floyd Mayweather. Royce takes a video of Floyd Mayweather at the Clippers game, posts it on his TikTok. It goes viral. He posts 2 videos, both go viral. And the comments, nobody is believing him. They're like, that's not really Floyd. That's a clone. Floyd stuck in Dubai. And the crazy thing was, usually when you're at these games, they'll have like, oh, special guest, celebrity of the night. They didn't show Floyd on the thing, but we have it on camera. Go check out Royce's videos.
Mayweather worked relentlessly to build a reputation as the highest paid athlete on the planet. He regularly flaunted his massive earnings and insisted that nobody in sports history had achieved the same level of financial success that he had.
You see when you watch that fight?
Look, Floyd needs to keep doing what he's doing, which is fighting complete tomato cans who we've never heard of before. I've never seen anybody in the history of America get so rich and so famous out of having complete wimps throwing punch at their faces. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, it's happened before. What about Rihanna? Shame on you. I will not stand for that. I will not stand for that. But, however, boxing has a misconception. Too soon? Was it too soon?
Chael Sonnen, a well-known fighter, argued that Floyd's choice to keep competing in exhibition bouts was motivated purely by financial gain. Sonnen pointed out that after earning billions throughout his career, Floyd had no real reason to continue fighting simply to make more money. In Sonen's view, this decision represented a betrayal of the legacy Floyd had built, as he believed Mayweather was putting personal profit ahead of his honor, reputation, and standing in the sport.
That Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
You think Floyd's fighting because he needs the money?
Yeah.
Really? Why? He think he blew through all of his money? Get the fuck.
Well, he blew through a lot of it, but I'm sharing for you, it wasn't what you thought it was.
He
to
blew
start
through
with.
it and wasn't making as much as he
they're
says.
claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about $100 million. There's a very
You know, Floyd had this long career. I could imagine him making more than $100 million.
I understand that. Floyd was not Muhammad Ali, and Floyd wasn't Mike Tyson. I got it. I know people think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you, he didn't, and no boxer has. No boxer's ever made 130 million in one night. This is silly. Floyd Mayweather has closed down a mall. He has rented out the entire mall, and he spent $15 million. The proof that this happened is Floyd in a mall and Floyd with a bag of cash that probably had about 100 grand in it. He says, man, I'm a VIP, I'm a VP, I'm a VVVVIP. Do you want to know why he was whispering, guys? He was whispering so that he didn't disrupt the employees and fellow shoppers at the mall. It's okay. This is a gimmick. Floyd did everything that Floyd is supposed to do. It's strange that a 50-year-old man would continue to do what he did when he was 28 years old. That's strange.
Eddie Hearn, the well-known boxing promoter, has criticized Floyd's approach to the sport, describing his fights as NAF, and arguing that Floyd seemed more interested in maximizing pay-per-view revenue than giving fans meaningful competition. Hearn felt that Floyd's transformation from a serious, competitive boxer into a money-focused entertainer had ultimately damaged the integrity and reputation of the career he built.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000. Something like that, if that.
I believe so.
We've had some bad ones. But this is, I've seen a map, someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday. Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so f***ing naff, to be honest with you. But I don't actually mind, like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go and like whatever. But literally no one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena thinking they're going to sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled before Saturday or someone is going to do their absolute conkers or people are not going to get paid.
After years of lavish spending and building an enormous collection of luxury assets, Floyd Mayweather's fortune has reportedly declined dramatically, with critics claiming he is now broke. His professional career has been finished for years, and his efforts to remain in the spotlight through exhibition fights have faced heavy criticism. The situation became even more controversial after he was linked to an alleged $42 million scam, triggering widespread backlash. Business Insider also challenged Floyd's claims that he owned 62 buildings, reporting that he actually held only a portion of them. These revelations fueled even more criticism, as Floyd's repeated public boasting about his wealth has increasingly been met with accusations of exaggeration, dishonesty, and deception.